Hello, hello, everybody. Thanks again for attending my virtual yoga. Hopefully you're keeping some kind of movement practice while you're sheltering in place. A little different than last week. In most of my classes, we're going to get started laying in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is on your back with your feet together and your knees apart. Couple things to keep in mind if this is uncomfortable. We'll only be there for a few rounds of breath. But if you have pillows or folded blankets or even blocks at home, and this is a pose that's a lot of stretch on your legs in an uncomfortable kind of way, you can use blocks to keep your feet together and kind of prop yourself up at a position that's a little more comfortable for you. So that's an option. We'll go ahead and ground our shoulder blades and our hips down into the ground, long through the back of the neck. So if you find that your chin is stuck up like this, it might be worthwhile to put a little blanket or pillow underneath your head so that your chin can reach down towards your chest. Place both of your hands right on your belly. And we'll just feel into our grounding breath. So as you inhale, you'll feel nice space coming into your belly, so your belly expands with your inhale. And as you exhale, you're bringing all of that energy from your fresh breath and circulating it around your body. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, circulate your prana, your energy throughout the body. 2 more times like that. Big inhale. Exhale, circulate your prana. Last time, inhale, nice and deep, expand your belly. And exhale, circulate that energy. And then use your strength of your hands to bring your knees together. Clasp both of your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug and rock back and forth, massaging through your hips. Continuing to breathe. And then as you stabilize, bring your knees towards your elbows and grab either the outside edge of your feet or use your peace sign fingers to wrap around your big toes and open up your legs into happy baby. Again, taking the opportunity to massage through your hips and your low back, stretching through the inner thighs. And then transition into ecstatic baby. So extending through your right, through your left, really just whatever feels organic and good to you, getting some nice stretching through the hips and through the legs. Maybe you don't straighten your legs all the way. Maybe that's too intense of a stretch, and instead of grabbing the feet, you actually grab closer to your shins or your ankles. That's also fine. You can still be an ecstatic baby. Maybe find a smile. Maybe do some nice releasing breaths. So inhale nice and big. Exhale, give some sort of sound, either a flutter of the lips or tongue out, lion's breath. Maybe it's just a nice big whatever feels good to you today. And do some nice gentle rolling back and forth, massaging through your spine, and then coming all the way up, crossing your legs underneath you and stepping back into all fours. So typically we're in tabletop and hands are right under your shoulders. Let's move them out just a few inches so you have a nice long space between your knees and your hands. And then we're gonna really use this as an organic movement practice. So ground down through your fingers and your palms, but go ahead and make some big circles, small circles, whatever kind of circles feel good with your hips. Circling in one direction, remembering to breathe. Listening to your back, listening to your hips. Maybe you need to hang out in a certain spot that feels more important to you. Maybe it's back really far and more of like a child's pose. Or maybe they're nice and small. Really listen to whatever your body needs right now. Do a couple more full circles. And then reverse direction. Still breathing. Still listening to whatever your body needs. Whether that's to hang out in a certain spot, take small circles, big circles, whatever you think. And then making our way towards tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes, press our hands, ground our hands nice and strong into the mat below us, and then use the action of lifting your navel up and into your spine, so engaging your lower abdominal, to lift your kneecaps and your shins off the floor. It's a nice little ab action here. Big inhale. And as you exhale, you can press your chest back towards your knees as you lift your hips up and back. Heels melting down towards the ground. Maybe your legs are straight here, maybe they're not. Go ahead and take some organic movement again. So whatever you need here, maybe that's pedaling, maybe that's wagging your tail. And really grounding down with your hands. Upper arms spiraling inwards, navel lifted, and start to find stillness here. Take a big inhale through the nose, big open mouth exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Your right shoulder might want to be sneaking forward. Go ahead and keep that. Press it down and back on an even plane with your left shoulder. Open your right knee up and draw some big right knee circles. Bringing synovial fluid into the joint, really warming up the hip. And then go ahead and extend into three-legged dog and either come back to downward facing dog, or if it's in your practice, or if you want to try it out today, you can slowly flip your dog. Reaching nice and long through the right arm, long stretch through the front body and the side body. And then slowly, with control, lowering your right palm back to the mat, extending your right foot out into three-legged dog, and then bringing, exhaling, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. We won't do too many of those right now, so go ahead and plant your right foot back down to the mat. Inhale your left leg up, nice and long. If your left shoulder has snuck up, go ahead and place it back down. Open up your left knee, nice long stretch through the left side body. Make some big circles with your knee. Again, just bringing fluid into the joint, warming up the hip. And then extend that out nice and long behind you in three-legged dog. As you inhale, do a little crunch, knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose, nice and arched. Exhale, extend, nice and long. And go ahead and bring that back down. Big inhale here. Come on up to your toes. And then take a few steps to the front of your mat. And so we're in a nice forward fold here. And again, since it's your first forward fold, feel free to have either gentle or severe bend in your knees. Bring your upper body nice and close, and then lift through the tailbone and through the sits bones. You can clasp opposite arms here, swaying gently back and forth. Nice deep breath. Inhale, expand through your belly. And as you exhale, circulate that energy through your body. Inhale, expand your belly. And as you exhale, imagine that energy being sent out all the way to your tippy toes and fingertips. And then bend your legs. Slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time, to standing. So now we should be roughly at the front of our mat. Feet are hips width apart, so you can put two fists together, place them between your big toe, inner big toe, and that gives you an idea of what your hips width is. If there's any question, we're going to do a few rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. So we're going to start with the first one being really broken down, so we can do a little floor work, stretching out the front of our bodies, strengthening the back of our bodies to counteract all of our sitting throughout the day. And then we'll do a few more rounds of sun salutations a little more fluidly after that. So begin with your feet hips width apart, feet sit parallel to the sides of your mat. Grounding down through your heels, you can lift up your toes, activate your arches nice and strong, spread out your toes as they make their way back to the mat. Even if you have a slight bend in your knee here, lift your kneecap so that you're really engaging through your whole leg, so you have a nice strong foundation. Root down through your heels, through your tailbone, as you rise up through your crown, and reach down with your fingers. So you have great dynamic tension in this mountain pose. There's rooting down, rising up. Fingers energetically stretching. Take a big deep breath here. Mountain pose. As we inhale, we'll reach the arms up, nice and long overhead, still grounding down, strong through the base. As we exhale, we'll fold forward with a flat back all the way to our forward fold. Your hands can come either to shins or blocks. As you extend out through your heart shines forward, long through the back of the neck. As we exhale, we'll place our hands on the mat, step all the way back into a plank pose, and let's hold it here for a second. So really gripping the mat with our hands. Navel is lifted, long through the back of the neck, so no kind of staggy business or butt up stuff. So navel is lifted, tailbone reaching down through the heels, heels pressing back, nice one long line from heel to crown. As you exhale, reach your heart forward as you lower down all the way to the mat. I'm just gonna push myself backwards. Hands are to either side of your chest, elbows are reaching in towards your body, pubic bone and legs are pressing down into the ground. We'll inhale to rise up into low cobra. And to make sure we're strengthening our back, let's go ahead and lift our palms off the ground. Inhale up a little higher. Exhale, release. Relaxing the arms, relaxing the legs. Allowing your legs to flop to the side. And then we'll bring everything back, so zipping in towards the center line. Our hands are on either side of our chest, elbows are squeezing in towards the body, legs are squeezing towards the center line, pressing down into the ground. Inhale up, shoulder blades squeeze together and slide down the back as the elbows press in towards the waist. Inhale up a little higher, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Relaxing all the way from head to toe. Resting here for a moment. And now for one more back bend. Option to continue on with your cobra practice, or you can clasp opposite hands behind your back Legs are going to be squeezing towards the center line, but this time our belly and our pubic bone are our foundation. As we press our knuckles towards our heels, inhale, legs and upper body off the ground. See if you can lift, lift, lift a little higher, long through the back of the neck. And exhale, full release. Allowing your heels to just flop to either side. Great job, guys. So hands come back up to either side of your chest, and then you have the option to press up through half plank into downward dog, or through full plank into downward dog. And then we'll take 3 rounds of breath here. Full inhale. Exhale, sending the prana through our body in this V shape. Last inhale, come up to the balls of your feet. Step, walk, or bend your knees and jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift, shining your heart forward, long through the back of the neck. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands come to Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center, and we take a pause. Now we're going to go through a little bit faster of the flow. And when we get to the part where we do the floor work, you can either do cobra, up dog, or some other variation that's in your practice, and then to downward facing dog. So beginning with our feet hips width apart, grounding down to rise up, energy through the fingertips, kneecaps lifted, legs nice and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pitch forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or blocks. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, lower all the way to the floor through cobra, or heart comes forward, down through chaturanga, and then heart lifts into upward facing dog. If you're in this variation, you're going to roll over the tops of your feet into downward dog, but we're all meeting in downward dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, move the prana through your body. Imagine sending it out like this tiny workforce throughout your whole body. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Step, walk, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long through the back of the neck. Heart shines forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Go through your version of the flow, either through low cobra or into upward facing dog. Everybody meet in downward dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, move your prana. Inhale, expand. Exhale, send your energy everywhere. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. And then step, walk, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's pause here for a moment. So try to resist the temptation to adjust your clothes, pull the hair out of your mouth or your eyes, fidget. Just finding wherever you landed and approaching it with a sense of neutrality. So this is good enough. I don't need to change anything. And if you're having thoughts pop up or emotions pop up or anything like that, totally fine. We're just gonna use our powers of neutral observation to see it and name it, but not do anything about it. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and release that. And then move, adjust, think, whatever you want to do. Okay, so now we're going to move into Surya Namaskar B, or another variation of sun salutations. So it's going to be a little bit more intense, working into the hips. So we'll start again with feet hips width apart, parallel to your mat. Lifting through the arches, grounding down through the heels, lifting through the kneecaps, rooting down through the tailbone, lifting through your heart and your crown, and then reaching down with your fingertips. A lot of up-down action. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up, 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 look up. Exhale, sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Take a look down at your toes, and if you can't see them because your knees are covering them, then scoot your butt backwards, dragging your shins back in space so you can see the majority of your foot. So you have a nice deep seat. Tailbone is rooting down towards the ground as you lift with your chest and your gaze long through the back of the neck. Big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Great job, you guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, move through either low cobra or upward dog. Everyone meeting, exhaling into downward dog. Ground down through your fingertips. Inhale your right leg up into three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose as you crunch. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, nice and long. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, this time, knee to nose. Drop your right foot forward between your hands. Spiral your left foot down. And then squeezing your legs together to give you a strong base. Reach with your left arm to bring you up into Warrior Two. So front foot is pointing straight out the front of your mat. Your gaze is softly over your right fingertips, really reaching like you're being pulled in two directions with your arms. Inhale, exhale, sink just a little bit deeper. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Big inhale into your right side body. And as you exhale, spiral, dropping your right arm to your knee, reaching over into extended side angle. If you find that your neck is crunched, press your right arm into your right knee. Nice and strong through the back leg. Option two, put your right foot down on the ground or on a block or something. Reach, inhale with your left arm to come on back up to Warrior Two. And then exhale, spiral down. Step the right foot back. You can either travel through a flow here or hang out in downward dog for a couple breaths. Everyone will inhale their right leg up. And as you exhale, knee to nose, drop it down to the floor. So your left knee comes down to the floor, untuck your left foot, scooch your right foot. You can just heel toe till it's all the way out to the side of your mat. Hands can come. If this is a really intense stretch for you, you can have some sort of, props to keep you up like this. If you want to take it a step further, you can bring your hands to the floor. A step further would be placing your forearms on the ground. And then a step further, if you're really flexible, you can lift your left knee off the ground to full lizard pose. So whatever feels good to you there. The thing I usually like to do, and what I'm going to do right now, is I stay up on my hands and I just kind of rock side to side, left to right. Bring a little sway to my hips while I'm in this lizard pose. This is a very intense hip stretch for me and for a lot of people. I think a lot of people in general, women especially, tend to carry stress in their hips, in their pelvic area. And so this is a nice one to just kind of loosen things up without doing anything too wild. If you're in any of the variations, start to bring yourself towards having your left knee on the ground and your left foot out straight behind you. So it's not out to the side or turned inward. It's very, very straight towards the back of your mat. And then we're gonna heel toe our right foot across. If you're super flexible in your outer hips, you might be able to have your shin parallel to the front of your mat. For folks with tighter hips, you'll probably have to come closer to having your right heel closer to your left hip. And we're gonna do pigeon. So hips are parallel to the front edge of your mat, reaching up nice and long through the spine. And then as we exhale, folding forward slowly over our hip. If both of your hips don't touch the floor like mine, it's really nice to bring a folded blanket or a pillow to support that lifted hip. So my right hip now can rest easily on this blanket. And then if you can, bring your head down either to the floor or a block or something so that you're able to fully rest in this position. So it could be like 2 blocks like this, or all the way on the ground. Using your breath, so expanding through the belly, and then sending your breath as you exhale, sending your energy to any of the places that hold tension in your shoulders, your hips, anywhere in this spot. And slowly walking your arms back up, tucking your left toe, moving any props out of your way. Lifting with the hips to send the right foot up and back into 3-legged dog. And lowering down to the floor. Again, option to move through vinyasa here if you want to. So moving forward through chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or just hanging out in down dog. Once we're all here, we'll inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, nice arched back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift your left foot forward. Spiral your right foot down to the floor so you have a nice long stance. Squeeze your legs together for a nice strong base, and then reach with the right arm to lift your body up. Hands are extended and being pulled in 2 opposite directions. Tailbone grounding down towards the floor. Big inhale. Exhale, a little deeper. Inhale, left palm up, reach forward. Exhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Big inhale into your side body. And as you exhale, reach your left arm down to your knee. Extend your right arm overhead. Again, if you find yourself crunching your left shoulder into your neck, press your elbow into your knee. Give yourself a little space there. Nice long line from heel all the way out through your right fingertips. An option to bring a hand to the floor or block. Inhale, reach the right arm, bring yourself all the way up to warrior 2. And as you exhale, spiral down. Lift your knee, send it out and back into 3-legged dog. And exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant your left foot down. Lower your right knee, untuck your right toe. Heel toe your left foot out to the edge of your mat so that your hands can be directly under your shoulders. Again, few options here. You can either stay like this, back out a little bit by finding something that you can prop yourself on, maybe pulling the hips back a little. You can also go further by bringing your forearms down to the ground and or lifting your right knee off the ground. So you're shooting your energy out the back of your heel. Again, I'm going to stay with my wrists under my shoulders and just kind of do some gentle rocking back and forth. Because for me, this is quite the stretch. Nice deep breath in through the belly. And then exhale, sending your energy into your hips, your glutes, your side body, wherever you're feeling this. And then slowly backing out of that so that we're all knee and then toe pointing out directly behind. Heel toe, shift your direction of your left leg so that your shin is either parallel with the mat or left, or your heel is closer to your right hip. And then before we fold forward, reach up nice and tall. So hips are parallel to the front of the mat. Reach, 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 broaden through the collarbone, and then exhale, fold forward. Again, if your hip, your left hip is up off the ground, like mine. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a good 4 or 5 inches. And then I can just prop this blanket under my hips so that when I'm in this deep stretch, I can make it a bit more restful. So either by dropping my forehead to stacked fists or my wrists, or just straight to the floor, depending on your flexibility. Inhaling, expanding through the belly. Exhaling, sending your energy all throughout your body. In this case, it's a very relaxing, warm energy. Maybe one that helps to melt tension. It helps to erode tension or pent-up blockages. And slowly using the strength of your arms to bring yourself back up. Moving aside any props. Untucking your right toe. Lifting through your abs to send your left leg up and back into extended three-legged dog. And then slowly lowering down. Why don't we try a couple of these? So really rolling through from your downward facing dog, sort of rolling through your back, coming into plank, lowering down into chaturanga, coming up through upward dog, coming back into downward facing dog. So one more time, rolling through the back, lowering through chaturanga, inhaling, upward facing dog, and exhaling, rolling over to downward facing dog. Big inhale, big exhale, make some sounds. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Step, walk, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse wonders all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, pull that down to your heart center. And again, pause here. Resisting the urge to change anything about how you've landed. So looking at any discomfort or distraction with an eye of neutrality. and distance. You're just observing passively and non-reactively. And bring your focus back to your breath and take a big, expansive belly breath here. And exhale. Imagine washing your whole body with your energy that you've created, you've earned, and you get to use. And then go ahead and release that. Shake it out. Do whatever feels good. And let's try out a little balancing pose, shall we? Check the time real quick. Yes. Okay, great. So again, coming to feet hips width apart on your mat. Really rooting down, lifting through the arches, grounding down through the heels, lifting through the kneecaps, grounding down through the tailbone, lifting through the heart, grounding down through the fingertips and the shoulder blades, and then finally lifting through the crown. Big inhale, big exhale. Find yourself a drishti or a focal point, something in the room that you're practicing in that is not moving, that you can kind of look at with a soft, passive gaze, so you can let your focus go a little fuzzy while you're looking at it. And then slowly, as you continue this rooting down and rising up concoction that we just described, slowly shift your weight into one foot. Remembering to breathe, soften gaze, looking out until your foot, your opposite foot, just pops off the ground. And then check back in with your balance. Are you rooting down? Are you lifting your kneecap and your arch? And just kind of get that active dynamic tension going again before you decide what your tree branch level is going to be. So there's a few different tree branches. You can have like a kickstand if that's good enough. You can bring your right foot off the ground and press it into your lower shin, or you can move it above your knee. So notice how I didn't say at any point to put your foot on your knee. You want to have your foot below your knee or above your knee so that you're protecting your joint. And then wherever you find your branch, squeeze your foot into your standing leg and your standing leg back into your foot. So there's a real pressing toward the midline action as we're rooting down and rising up. Fingers extended, energy through the hands. You can change up your hand position. Fine if you're falling out and coming back into tree, kind of fun. Wherever you are, you can choose your hands. So hands at your hips, hands at your heart, hands overhead. Maybe you change your gaze up from your drishti to something on the ceiling. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Remembering to breathe, so big breath in through your belly and send your energy all over yourself. And then slowly with control, bringing your hands together wherever they are through heart center, holding them in heart center because we're going to slowly unravel, hit the ground wherever you hit it, close your eyes, and then go back into your neutral observation practice. So not adjusting. Not trying to control your thoughts or your emotions, just letting them be exactly as they are without changing them or reacting to them. This practice can feel super foreign, or it can feel really nice and natural. Either way, I think it's a good practice. Non-reactivity, neutral observation, realizing that you can watch what's going on even within yourself and deciding what to do about it before you do it. When you're ready to let that go, go ahead and do that. If you need to move in some way to make this feel a little less awkward, go ahead. So that was an asymmetrical pose. So coming back, reversing directions, doing it on the other side, so hips width. Lift your arches, lift your kneecaps, strong through the legs, root down through your heels, root down through your tailbone, rise up through your chest and through your crown, and then finally energetically reaching down with the fingertips, mountain pose. Big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly shifting your weight into the opposite foot. So for me, that's my right foot now. And then slowly shifting until my left foot wants to naturally pop off the ground, then rechecking in with my rooting down and rising up. I'm nice and strong through my legs, floating up through my crown, and then deciding where I want my tree branch to be. Again, anywhere but your knee. If you haven't already, find a drishti or a soft focal point, soft gaze, something to help you with your balance. Rooting down, rising up, pressing the leg and the foot towards the center line. And then deciding where you want your tree hands. And a bunch of options. Big inhalation into your belly. And as you exhale, sending your energy out into the shape that your body is in. Over the legs, over the arms, over the head, all the way around the torso. And then as you feel ready to, bringing your hands back to heart center. And again, slowly coming out of tree, wherever you land. Close your eyes. Don't fix your hair, don't fix your clothes. Have whatever thoughts and feelings you have, and then just watch them. Practicing non-reactivity, practicing neutrality. It's not to say that you're always going to be non-reactive or neutral towards everything, but a lot of things that we are reactive and we're not neutral towards, we can be. When you're ready, you can go ahead and let that go. Start the pose. And then coming back to the front of our mats, if you have something to take the place of a block or a block, you can also use, last week I used a travel coffee mug, works really well as a stand-in block. But coming back to the front of your mat, we're going to do a little bit of shoulder flossing. You can do this without a block, but I find it's nice to have one. So bringing your hands on either side of whatever you're using the block, you're going to bring your hands up to parallel to the floor. And then we're going to do some shoulder flossing. So spreading our shoulder blades apart as we push our arms forward, and then squeezing our shoulder blades together as we pull our arms back. Spread forward, squeeze back. Spread forward, squeeze back. Spread forward, squeeze back. I'm going to try to give you another view of this. Keep doing it. So shoulder spread apart as you move forward, and then squeeze down and back as you come back. Forward, back. Do a couple more of these. Breathing. Squeezing gently, your palms together. Okay. You can release that. And then we'll just make our way to the floor, squat style. So slowly with control, moving through your seat, so sticking your seat nice and far out back. Slowly making your way through a squat as much as you can, catching yourself, coming down to the floor, coming forward, giving yourself a nice, big, delightful, much needed hug. And then coming up onto your sits bones, nice and long through the back. We're going to slowly roll down to the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Maybe your feet lift off the ground for a little extra ab action. Once you're here, walk your feet in so that your heels are close to your high knee. Palms are on the ground to either side of you, and then scrunch your shoulders under your body. Press your heels into the ground, sending your hips up into the air. Chin is checked to your chest. Chest is pushing back up towards your chin. Knees squeezing towards the center line. Breathe deep into your belly. Nice expanding breath. And as you exhale, circulate the energy around the shape that your body's in. Big inhale into the belly. And as you exhale, send your energy, but also untuck your shoulders, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Great job, guys. One more bridge pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades under, press the heels down, float the hips up. Knees squeezing towards the center line. Big expansive breath into your belly. And as you exhale, sending your energy, just flooding your limbs, your head, your abdomen, everything. Big inhale. Exhale, untuck your shoulders, roll down one vertebrae at a time. That's good stuff, all the way. And go ahead and grab your knees again, just like at the beginning of practice. Rock back and forth, like a little peanut. And then go ahead and grab again, either your shins, come into happy baby, your toes, the outside of your feet, whatever feels accessible to you. Go ahead and smile again, rocking back and forth. Yay. Ecstatic baby, smile, reach your legs out to either side, do whatever feels good here. Get some kicks. And then we'll spread our arms out to either side, lift our knees up. Lower your knees to your right as you gaze across your left arm, allowing your body to release into this shape. It might not be a super comfortable shape for you, but as much as possible, allow your body to twist, beginning from the belly button, moving up through the shoulder and the neck. And then imagine as you exhale your body, all of your soft tissue, your muscles just melting down to the floor around your skeleton. And lifting your knees up and over, across to the left side as you gaze over your right arm. And allowing your body to melt into the shape, whatever it looks like for you. Twisting from belly button up through the side body, through the shoulders, through the neck. Softening all the tissue, muscles, organs. Just allowing it all to rest on the floor. And then gently bringing our knees back up through center. You have a couple options today. You can take another shape if your body is calling for it. Or you can move into Baddha Konasana, like we did at the beginning of class, either with your legs propped up on pillows or just like this for Shavasana. Or you can move into more of a traditional Shavasana with feet extended out, hands to the sides. If you're in this version of corpse pose, you can bring a pillow or a folded blanket under your knees if your lower back hurts when you're lying on the floor like that. That should release your lower back, make it a little more comfortable. You can also put something behind your head. Whatever shape you choose, I am going to go through a little bit of a body relaxation meditation. And if you'd like to listen, you can. Otherwise, you can just let my words pass over you as you relax and drift off into your own world. That's totally cool as well. Whatever shape you're in, starting with the very top of your crown, the very tip of your hairs. Imagine that every hair on your head and all of your scalp can relax. So that whole area that we often don't think about is just melting down towards the floor. Allow your brain and whatever's holding it inside of your skull to relax so it can just rest peacefully on the back of your skull towards the ground. Allow your eye sockets to grow soft so your eyes can sink a little deeper in the back of your head. Relax across your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw. Relax your mouth. Maybe this means you part your lips and rest your tongue behind your teeth. Relax through the front of your neck and to the back of your neck, from where your skull meets your neck all the way to the base of your neck. Imagine that flesh is all just melting down towards the floor. Relax across the tops of your shoulders and the sides of your shoulders. Relax your biceps and your triceps, your whole upper arm. Relax your inner elbow and your forearms. Relax your right wrist, your right palm, and your right fingers. Relax your left wrist, your left palm, and your left fingers. Relax through your upper back, all around your shoulder blades, your middle and your low back. All of that just totally restful, peaceful, and easeful on the floor. Relax across your chest, around your ribs, and then imagine all of the contents of your abdomen, your lungs, all your digestive organs, everything else just melting towards the floor. Similarly, imagining all of the contents of your pelvic bowl, so from your navel down to your pubic bone, growing nice and soft, releasing any gripping, melting down to the floor. Relax all around your hips, through your glutes, around your joint where your leg meets your hips. Relax through your quads and your hamstrings, so both sides of your upper leg. Relax behind your knee and through your shin and your calves. Relax your right ankle, your right arch, and all of your right toes. Relax your left ankle, your left arch, and all of your left toes. Now imagine that you can relax your whole body just 10% more. What would that feel like? Wherever you've drifted off to, whether mind or spirit, gently start to bring your way back to the sound of my voice, or the sound in the room around you. Gently bringing ourselves back to the present moment, we can wiggle our fingers and our toes. We can return to feeling our breath expand into our belly. And fall with our exhale. You can also return to the sensation of being the body lying on the floor. Maybe there's certain parts of your body making contact. If you're in bound angled pose, gently use your hands to bring your knees together. Maybe rest them together as you spread your heels to the outer edges of your mat so it's nice and restful. And when everyone is ready, gently rolling over to your left side into a fetal position. And using the strength of your right hand, gently pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seated position, whether that's cross-legged or maybe in a chair or something else. Maintaining your sense of inward focus. You can try bringing your hands to your knees, either palms down or palms up for more of a receiving position. And we'll do 3 more rounds of breath like we were doing all throughout class. So as we inhale, expanding into the belly. And as we exhale, circulating our breath, circulating the energy throughout our body. Big inhale through the nose into the belly. Exhale, circulate. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, circulate. Last time all together. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, circulate. Flutter the eyes open. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Bring your palms up to your third eye and bow forward in gratitude. Thank you all for practicing with me today, or for sharing this with other people who might need it. It's recorded, so I'll pass it out. Namaste. If you want to extra seal in your energy, go ahead and rub your hands together vigorously and then spread the energy all over your body. Just seal it all in. Cool. Well done, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.